Hi, everyone. Today I want to talk to you about three things that your cardiologist may not be telling you that you should know when it comes to cardiovascular disease. I am a cardiovascular dietitian. I've been in this field for 13 plus years, and the method that I use to ensure that we are really protecting your cardiovascular well being is driven on data and research that looks at the entire picture. So, oftentimes, many cardiologists will just look at a lipid panel when it comes to cardiovascular health. And your lipid panel is very important. In order for atherosclerosis to take place, we need atherogenic LDL particles and lipoproteins. We need this plaque forming cholesterol to invade in the arterial wall and cause damage. So it is a very important component to your heart health story and reducing your risk. But what often is never really tested for or asked about or discussed is inflammation. And when we look at the research, if we keep LDL low, but inflammation measured by HSCRP is high, the increase of a subsequent cardiovascular event is increased substantially. So we need to be looking for inflammation. And this is low grade inflammation. So sometimes you may not even know that it's there. There could be signs that you have underlying inflammation, but you may not be noticing them because they're just part of your regular routine. So, inflammation is a driver of cardiovascular disease. It's not even just a driver for atherosclerosis, but also the other very important components to your heart. When we look at heart health, I'm looking at three divisions. I'm looking at atherosclerosis, your plumbing. I'm looking at the pump, your heart ability to pump blood to prevent heart failure, aortic valve stenosis. And then I'm also looking at the electrical system. And they also all talk to each other. And the driver and the thing that causes progression in all of three of these categories is inflammation also. So we need to be testing for inflammation and we need to be optimizing that through science-based nutrition. That's number one. The second is oftentimes I hear that doctors will say you need to lose weight, but they don't tell you how. They say, I've even heard someone say, go Google it or just go on the keto diet. And it's important that you don't just go on any diet to lose weight because it can still cause plaque to form in the arteries. It can still cause your heart to enlarge if it's not the right diet for your heart health and your blood vessel function. I had a client who had a second heart attack, and after his first, the doctor's like, take these statins, lose weight, and you'll be okay. You can live a long, healthy life. And the guy went on a paleo diet and had a heart attack very shortly after because it was very pro inflammatory. And I really want to stress the importance of understanding we have to be including foods in the right portions. We have to be limiting certain ones, but just going on a strict caloric deficit doesn't feed our heart, doesn't address atherosclerosis and our blood vessel function. And so the type of diet matters. And we need to make sure that this is a sustainable approach that really lasts long term and allows for slow and steady weight loss. I'll also put the really important fact that you can go on a diet that makes you lose weight, but it still can increase your blood pressure. It can still cause blood sugar levels to rise and cholesterol levels to rise. So we must be looking at the entire picture in order to really address cardiovascular health and function. So that's really important. I had another client who came to see me. The doctor told her to lose weight and she went on the keto diet and her blood pressure was sky high. They put her on three different drugs. Her blood pressure was still high. We worked together and we went off the keto diet into a more of a well balanced, heart healthy, additive nutrition, nutrient adequate diet. Her blood pressure went away. She got off all her medications. She's lost over 8 inches off of her waist. And every week she's losing consistently 1 pound off of her body weight, which is the right cadence for optimal cardiovascular health for her body size. So the diet matters. You can't just lose weight for heart health. We have to be strategic of what we're eating to facilitate weight loss. So, so important. And I would say the third is blood pressure. A lot of times you go to the doctor and you have white coat syndrome, and the doctor just says, hey, just monitor it. It's okay. It's not that high yet. And what many of my clients don't understand is that they never got a forewarning about how high blood pressure can lead to atherosclerosis and heart failure and diastolic dysfunction and heart enlargement. And it can be high, it can cause those issues at actually what they thought was normal thresholds. So at 130 over 80, it can silently cause damage in the body, and we need to address that. Your physician is looking at medication management, and the guidelines show that we don't really intervene until it's a little bit higher on a more consistent basis because we don't want low blood pressure. But we need to intervene through science-based nutrition because it really addresses the issue and helps to lower blood pressure most effectively. So we need to be focusing on, okay, yes, sodium matters, but more so of, well, what's your sodium to potassium ratios, since that will help with blood pressure management more effectively than just focusing on sodium alone. We need to assess, hey, is there inflammation or insulin resistance causing high blood pressure? Is it a lack of nitric oxide production in the body, which is a multifactorial pathway that we need to optimize? So we need to be looking at the entire picture. And oftentimes, many cardiologists and doctors will look at one piece of the puzzle without addressing the entire piece. In my practice, I'm very strategic about ensuring that we're looking at all aspects of lifestyles and nutrition and your cardiometabolic risk factors, and ensuring that the diet that you're going on is improving all of these things because they all follow suit in terms of improving them. There are certain nutrients that we need to add for specific pathways for certain cardiometabolic risk factors. Like there's certain foods that will help make the insulin signaling more active to help with insulin resistance. There's going to be foods that help to open up those arteries a lot better than for vascular tone that we need to address. And then there's other foods that help to bind cholesterol and help excrete it when we go to the bathroom. So there's many different things in different volumes that you will need to help with your heart health. And we need to be taking an additive approach instead of a taking away approach. So take this as an empowerment lesson. We oftentimes go to the cardiologist because we think they're going to give us all of these great prevention tips, but they're really trained brilliantly in medical management. And it's so important for heart health. And many people need to be on medications, and that's okay. But we need to couple it with science-based nutrition because sometimes we can lower dosages when we add in the diet component. Sometimes we can get off the medication when we whether we're on medication or we're not, nutrition is so important for our cardiovascular function and to optimize all these cardiometabolic labs. And we want to make sure that we're doing this in a sustainable way that's enjoyable, fun, and also that it really is sustainable and something that we can pass down to all of our future generations to really reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease for our family and generations to come. I hope this is helpful, inspiring. I teach you all of these in my 6-week heart optimization group program called Optimize. We go through each one of these topics, from inflammation, insulin resistance, oxidative stress, endothelial dysfunction. We talk about lipid optimization, micronutrient deficiencies, and I'm available to help answer your questions and help you integrate this into your lives and into your diet, so it is enjoyable and culturally sensitive, so that it's something that you can do long term. Because science-based nutrition needs to be personalized in order to really achieve nutrient adequacy and long-term optimization. So hope this was helpful. Please feel free to follow me, visit my website, join my email list if you haven't already for more heart disease prevention tips. I want to wish you a wonderful day, and we'll talk real soon. Bye-bye.